Welcome to Brilliantly British. My name is Lawrence and today I'm going to be showing you how to make a strawberry jelly from scratch with fresh strawberries, as well as a lovely vanilla ice cream to go with it. So, as we show you how, please sit back, relax, with a cup of tea in hand, putting those feet up too, and enjoy this episode. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe. These are a few nostalgic school meals and desserts that have been revised by the channel, being vastly improved versions of the originals. And in keeping with the aforementioned episodes, we'll be reviving another school treat that many will recognize instantly. This is our fresh strawberry jelly, served with homemade vanilla ice cream. And in this episode, we'll be sharing our recipe with a session of tasting at the end in case you haven't yet been convinced. So now, with the introductions made and your interest peaking, please allow me to introduce the ingredients to you. For today's Brilliantly British strawberry jelly with vanilla ice cream, you will need some caster sugar, some gelatin, a vanilla pod or vanilla paste or vanilla extract. You'll also be needing some heavy cream and of course the star of this dish, some strawberries accompanied by a little pinch or two of salt. That's it for the making of today's Brilliantly British strawberry jelly and vanilla ice cream. But, please, before you get started, before you do anything at all, switch on your kettle, brew yourself a nice cup of hot tea so that you can sip on that whilst you cook. To begin making this nostalgic British school-time treat, in a saucepan over a medium-low heat, gently warm your cream with sugar, a pinch of salt, and your extracted vanilla seeds, as well as the pod, stirring constantly to warm up the mixture and dissolve the sugar. With the sugar dissolved and with the mixture somewhat warm, cover your pan, placing it to one side away from the heat, allowing the mixture to cool and for the vanilla to infuse within the cream. Meanwhile, with a blender or food processor, pulverize your roughly chopped strawberries, passing the contents through a sieve thereafter in order to extract the juice, with the remnant seeds and flesh being discarded afterwards. You'll then want to measure the volume of juice in order to prepare a mixture suitable for your size of mould, with your volume of strawberry juice needing to be less than the volume of your container of choice before stirring in sugar and your gelatin, which crucially should be dissolved in warm water whilst following the manufacturer's guidance, ensuring too that once added to your strawberry juice, the overall mixture won't exceed the limits of your jelly mould. And so, after a needed pinch of salt, I stirred in my warm gelatin solution, ensuring that the mixture was well homogenized, following on by slowly pouring into my mould before placing into my fridge to set overnight. With the jelly taken care of, for the ice cream, ensure that you have two bowls, one to hold the ice cream and another significantly larger for holding the forthcoming salt and ice as well as your smaller bowl. So, with the bowls taken care of, recall your sweetened vanilla infused cream by passing it through a sieve, placing it to one side for just a moment whilst you mix crushed ice and salt according to a 1-to-1 ratio by weight, welling the mixture in the center for your bowl of cream to rest in. Follow on by hand or with an electric whisk to churn the cream for 20 minutes, which you'll notice as the -20-degree cooling effect takes hold, gradually thickening the cream as you churn, requiring you at the end to hold the inner bowl in place in order to properly churn the mixture. But with 20 minutes elapsing, waste no time transferring the bowl of cream to your freezer, where it should stay for an additional 15 minutes, ample time to discard the now exhausted ice and salt mixture. 15 minutes later, repeat the previous steps by preparing a fresh mixture of ice and salt before beginning to churn for an additional 15 minutes, with a recommended electric whisk, as the mixture may be too viscous to churn by hand this time around. 15 minutes later, with the cream now well churned, Transfer it to a container, which should then be placed in your freezer for at least an overnight period to properly freeze. Now, it goes without saying that with all the free time on your hands spent waiting for the jelly and ice cream to set, that you ought to take a well-deserved tea break by browsing through the rest of the Brilliantly British channel content with a cup of tea in hand, making sure, of course, to like and subscribe. Thank you. After allowing the jelly to set, recall it from your shelf in the fridge before acquiring a suitably sized pot or bowl large enough to accommodate the mould, but leaving space for the warm water that will be used to warm up the mould in order to extract the jelly. I feel it's also important to mention that the water used should be warm enough to touch, lest you risk overheating and melting the jelly. With that said, pour in your warm water, exposing the mould and jelly to the water for no more than a minute before attempting to remove the jelly. But with a minute elapsing, after turning over onto a plate, followed by a few vigorous shakes, a vividly stunning set strawberry jelly was unveiled. And so, with this beautiful jelly made and your interest peaking, I think it's time for tasting. All right, I'm going to help myself to a slice of this vivid jelly, accompanied by a lovely scoop of vanilla ice cream. And so with that done, 3, 2, 1. Oh, wow. Oh, yes. My childhood, my primary school, elementary school days have just flashed nostalgically before my eyes. I can just picture myself walking through the cafeteria, the canteen, in a line with all of my friends in my school uniform, getting a plate of this dessert. Except this time around, it tastes so much better. I cannot stress enough how much better it is to make jelly with the fresh fruit as opposed to the flavored powders that you can very easily buy in the supermarket. It is day and night, black and white. There's no gray area with this. It is clear. It's amazing, and it is just right. It's not too hard, not too soft, clearly, because it's set. It's just right. Now, the ice cream, the vanilla ice cream to accompany this jelly is also spot on. It is rich, it is smooth, and as you saw, very simple and easy to make. Few ingredients went into the making of the jelly, of the ice cream, and honestly, the rewards are amazing. My words hopefully have done some justice to this fantastic dessert and hopefully have inspired you to go out and get the ingredients to make this, because it is definitely worth it. I mean, look at the way it just wobbles. It'll definitely be a talking point when you set this on your dinner time table. It is so refreshing as well. It hasn't been overly sweetened either. It's actually really refreshing. Perfect during those hot summer days or evenings. So look, without much further ado, I think I've said enough. Go out, get the ingredients, make this jelly and this ice cream. It is definitely worth it. Make this dessert, please. Thank you all for allowing me to show you how to make this fantastic strawberry jelly and a lovely vanilla ice cream. Knowing that you loved this episode, don't forget to click on the like button, the subscribe button, and the notification button so that you don't miss any of our new releases. Tell everyone you know, and I mean everyone that you know, about the Brilliantly British food on this channel, and follow us on all of the social media platforms that this channel is on, and I will see you next time.